Hello，大家好，我是小懒。最近啊，印度那边又开始咚咚咚的敲锣打鼓了。这回啊，他们盯上了啥？不是什么航母啊，也不是什么坦克，而是战略轰炸机。你听听啊，战略轰炸机啊，这玩意儿可不是闹着玩的，那可是大国重器啊，是能跨州越洋，直接威胁到别人老家的家伙呀。印度啊，这次放出来话啊，说自己要研发一款航程超过9300公里，号称无需加油啊就能飞到纽约，还能隐身，还能挂载布拉莫斯 NG 导弹。America， 纽约，我们来了！听着这口气啊，好像明天就能飞到纽约的时代广场，给这个自由女神像敬个礼似的。不过啊，咱得说句实在话，这个印度对战略轰炸机的执念啊，那可不是一天两天了。从这个苏联老大哥那会儿啊，他就想跟人家在这个战略武器上合作。这后来苏联没了，又开始跟这个俄罗斯啊眉来眼去的，反正啊就是想搞点能吓唬人的家伙。但是啊，各位，重点来了，这印度造东西啊，那可是出了名的 PPT 治国。啥意思呢？就是这个图啊画得很漂亮，说的天花乱坠的，但是真正能落地的那都是凤毛麟角啊。就说那个苏30战斗机吧，这印度是买了一大堆啊，结果呢摔的那叫一个惨烈啊，隔三差五就听见砰的一声，又掉下来一架。你说这大型轰炸机啊，比这个战斗机啊复杂多了，想进口都难如登天，比娶个外星媳妇儿都难啊！更搞笑的是啊，这次印度啊直接玩起了混血，他们学这个美国 B-1B 轰炸机的速度和载弹量，又学这个俄罗斯图160轰炸机的航程和气势。想把这两家的优点捏到一块儿，做成一个印度大面包，这个揉啊揉啊，捏啊捏啊，再自动添上这个隐身涂层。哎呦喂，我的天哦，人家连普通轰炸机的影子都还没摸到呢，就想着一步登天呀，直接挑战世界顶级水平啊！这劲头啊是挺足的，就是啊容易把自己给搞成 PPT 大国呀。咱们先来看看这个印度的 PPT 吧。
India is developing a new intercontinental stealth bomber, a project currently referred to as the ULRA, or Ultra Long Range Strike Aircraft. It would be the first aircraft of its kind in the Indian Air Force, capable of striking targets over 12,000 kilometers away. The goal is to allow India to conduct precision long-range attacks without relying on ballistic missiles or foreign military bases, and to enhance India's strategic deterrence posture in a changing global security environment. The ULRA is being designed to carry the BrahMos NG missile, a lighter, stealthier version of the Indo-Russian BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. These next-generation missiles would allow the bomber to launch precision strikes at standoff ranges, remaining outside the reach of enemy air defense systems. Reports suggest the aircraft will incorporate stealth design features, likely including radar-absorbing materials, a reduced radar cross-section, and possibly swing wing or variable geometry wings to optimize flight performance across different speeds and altitudes. At present, only 3 countries in the world operate long-range strategic bombers with either stealth or intercontinental capabilities. The United States leads this category with the B-2 Spirit and is now developing its next-generation B-21 Raider. Russia operates the Tu-160 Blackjack and is working on the PAK-DS stealth program. China is reportedly finalizing its Xi'an H-20 stealth bomber, which is expected to serve in the People's Liberation Army Air Force later this decade. If India successfully develops the ULRA, it would become the 4th nation to field a bomber with comparable capabilities, and the first among emerging powers. The purpose of these bombers is strategic in nature. Unlike fighter jets or short-range aircraft, strategic bombers are built to penetrate deep into enemy territory, carrying nuclear or conventional payloads to strike command centers, infrastructure, or strategic installations. They can also be used to conduct long-duration patrols, demonstrating deterrence or political resolve. Unlike ballistic missiles, bombers can be recalled or redirected after launch, offering flexibility during a crisis. India's current Air Force lacks any aircraft in this category. The longest-range assets in its inventory are limited to modified Su-30 MKIs or refueled Jaguars, none of which are designed for stealth or intercontinental operations. The addition of a platform like ULRA would address this gap by giving India a true strategic air power capability, one that could reach targets in East Asia, Central Asia, or even Europe, all from within Indian territory. However, The cost of such a program is expected to be extremely high. Open source estimates suggest that the ULRA could cost as much as $700 million per aircraft, similar to the American B-2. This would require significant investment in infrastructure, including protected air bases, hardened shelters, new command and control systems, and extensive pilot training. Additionally, India would need to establish a secure network for long-range operations, including satellite communications and real-time mission coordination. According to available information, India is targeting a first flight for ULRA between 2032 and 2035. This timeline reflects the complexity of the project, which includes airframe development, engine selection, stealth testing, and weapons integration. The BrahMos NG missile is already under active development, with a $200 million production contract signed by the Ministry of Defense in 2023. This missile will feature a reduced radar signature and active electronically scanned array radar guidance, making it ideal for integration with a stealth bomber. In strategic terms, the ULRA represents a shift in India's doctrine. Traditionally focused on border defense and regional strike capability, India is now preparing for deeper, more flexible, and long-range options. The project remains classified and early stage, but if completed, it would mark a significant leap in Indian air power, putting it in a league currently occupied only by the most advanced global military.
各位，轰炸机可不是光靠嘴皮子就能造出来的，它需要啥呢？需要这个先进的材料、懂行的气动设计、可靠的发动机，还有飞控、雷达、电子对抗等等等等，哪个环节都不能掉链子。这个技术得一步一个脚印的往前走。这个印度呢，他想一口吃个胖子，专挑最难啃的骨头，这就像啥？就像一个小学生你还没学会这个加减乘除呢，就想直接解微积分，这不是扯淡吗？这些年这印度买的那些装备，保养、维护、翻新，哪个环节不是小毛病不断？更何况是战略平台，这门槛更高买来这苏30，打仗的时候就跟打滑梯似的，一会儿掉下来一架，你敢信还有那个布拉莫斯 NG 导弹，听着这个名头是挺响亮的，但是实际上性能离顶级还差得远呢。真要靠这款导弹构建全球打击能力那只能说印度人的思维还停留在上个世纪。现在呢，都讲究啥？高超音速、灵活变轨，追求的是一点点的突破。你用这一款成熟型的导弹当轰炸机的主武器，那只能飞在概念图上，离实际作战还远着呢。再说了就算这个印度这轰炸机真能不加油飞到纽约，那你飞过去干啥呀？难不成想拍照打卡，还是想挑战美国的防空警戒？美国人估计都见怪不怪了，说不定还会围观一下，发个推特。哟，印度老铁来啦！更不用说全球任何一次跨洲攻击，美国在亚太的军事基地肯定是第一个跳出来跟你玩命。要说印度这个拖延症多得去了各位，你听说过83架飞机0架交付这种事儿吗？这可不是个段子也不是愚人节的玩笑，这是印度空军参谋长亲口说出来的。你说这个印度有时候真让人哭笑不得这光辉战斗机的项目几十年前就嚷嚷着说要搞，这样界也飞了几十年了，结果呢？结果40年都过去连个交卷的影子都没见着。说好的交付计划呢？说好的印度制造呢？难道又跟那个神话般的准时擦肩而过啦？现在又要开始造5代机了，又要搞轰炸机，我的妈呀，这波操作就问一句，是不是有点小刺激？这印度媒体自己都爱拿个 PPT 战机自嘲，毕竟模型倒是不贵，做几个就能巡回全国，想想都比真机好看也难怪舆论场大批质疑，这5代机还只停在纸面，这光辉要批量还遥遥无期。这种状态用段子调侃逐二吐者不得一吐，真不是专黑是这个锅自己都贴出来的。总而言之这个印度就是喜欢画大饼，尤其是在这个军事领域总能把这个想象力推上云端。但现实呢，经常啪啪打脸，这个技术积累薄弱创新断层，想绕开脚下的泥泞，直接登上珠穆朗玛峰，这现实终究会让梦想回到地面。 如果这个印度还想拿战略轰炸机的想象版当正教，不如多修几架能真正起飞降落的普通飞机。现在全世界都懒得跟这个印度喊口号了，一台轰炸机最后拼的从来不是 PPT 参数里的堆砌，而是真枪实弹的土火较劲。没有先进的配套武器再好的轰炸机也不过是空中的炮灰。这印度只会攒硬件，堆砌高科技名词，那些漂亮的蓝图会被风一吹就去见了天上的纸鸢。印度这次造这个轰炸机的故事多多少少像极了一场国际军事版的阿拉丁神灯按下去能冒出来的不是无敌的精灵，而是一串串未兑现的诺言。那谁都知道写出来容易造出来难到底能不能吃成那个胖子时间自会揭晓答案。好啦，今天就聊到这里，我是小懒，我们下期再见。